Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Monday.
Yeah.
That means it's movie time.
Yeah, we saw this movie yesterday. It's good.
I legit loved this.
Yeah, it's
I've
great.
been hearing like a lot of good buzz about this, so I've been excited to watch it, and I was actually going to pay to rent it, but then Shudder added it like a few days ago.
Free on Shudder, yeah.
So if you have Shudder, which you should get, it's actually really good. It's only $50 something a year. $59 a year, something like that. It's a good, it's a good.
Yeah,
deal.
This is worth renting too. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I would pay.
I've never seen one done quite like this. It's about a dog, and the dog's the main character basically.
Yeah.
And it shows the dog's upbringing. He had a good upbringing, and the guy that raised him, and then the guy that raised him takes him out to the woods to move into this house. It was his dad's house, and his dad
That was
died
his grandfather, I think. That
yeah.
was his grandfather's house.
It was his grandfather's house.
Yeah.
His grandfather died in that house. And the dog gets there, and the dog's got a bad feeling.
Like, well,
Yeah. And it's basically from the dog's point of view. Dog starts seeing weird shapes, and it's a ghost. The house is haunted. And he can hear and see things that his owner can't see.
Yeah.
And it can't tell him anything, can't explain it, but he sees it first. And it's a haunted house, and a bunch of spectral shit happens, and the guy is looking at VHS tapes of his grandfather, and it turns out that he's sick. He's coming down with a terminal illness, and he starts dying in the house with the dog. And all kinds of weird shit happens. I don't know how much we want to spend spoiling the movie because it's new. But,
yeah, I mean, it's a fairly new movie, and I don't really want to spoil it. But then in
Yeah.
another way, I kind of want to talk about it, though.
Yeah. The premise, though, is like they tell you up front what the premise is.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
yeah. It's not like it's going to be a shocker because it says right there. And
Yeah.
honestly, we saw the trailer for this, I think, when we went and saw Weapons.
Yeah.
It was a more recent horror movie that we saw, and we saw the trailer for this. I'm like, that looks pretty good,
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, that does look pretty good. So
Yeah.
that's like I was kind of excited to like see. And actually, it was supposed to only get like a limited theatrical release, but because there was such a positive response to the trailer,
Yeah.
that it actually got a wide theatrical release. And even though this movie only cost $70,000 to make,
I figured it didn't cost much.
it's made almost $9 million
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah. Which that's gonna save movies. This is not a Hollywood movie. Hollywood can't make a movie like this. This is an independent film,
Yes, very independent.
and it's well written. It's got good acting in it, and story is king. It has some special effects, but it's some CG stuff in there, but it's not annoying or anything. And you know what it is when you're dealing with it. And it's not special effects heavy, because it's more just about story and character.
Yeah, it's more like atmospheric. Like it
Yeah.
does have a ghost or a demon.
Yeah, it was unclear what it was.
I thought
Ghost or demon. Or
I
curse.
thought it was
Curse.
like a curse or like a
curse.
manifestation
A curse.
of the disease
Yeah.
that is killing all the people in the family.
Yeah, the guy's dealing with a family curse. They all kind of die of this weird wasting disease. He goes to the doctor, and they just say it's too late. They don't tell you what it is. Some kind of cancer.
It's I thought it was maybe lung cancer or some kind of rare
he was coughing
lung
up
disease
blood.
because he was coughing up blood and like he would
Right.
stop breathing like when he was sleeping and stuff. So I
Yeah.
thought it was something like that.
And the dog is seeing all this.
Yeah.
So it's from the dog's point of view. Now, the only thing that was kind of, I thought maybe they could have changed, is that the dog understood. When something happened or was said around the dog, you as the audience, you can understand it. If it was the dog's point of view, he wouldn't understand much of what was being said. And it makes you wonder if the movie would have been better if you kind of didn't really understand everything that was being said. You know what I mean? Like, it would just be like on Peanuts, you know what I mean? With the fucking...
With a
wah, 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 wah. And then like
all the adults.
then a
in
few,
Peanuts.
and then a few of the words you would understand.
You would
know?
understand? Like, so it would be actually
So like what
you're
the dog is going through.
I thought I thought about that, but then I thought, well, from the other hand, it's like that would have been a bold movie making move for sure. I think most people probably would have been frustrated by that, because the thing about it is that this movie, it's not super dialogue heavy, because honestly, throughout almost the entire runtime, it's the guy, Todd, and the dog, whose name is Indy, and they're in the house by themselves. Like, every now and then he'll talk on the phone to his sister, or you'll see, like, the VHS tape with the grandfather, but there's not a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That maybe they just should have committed to where the dog doesn't really understand everything that's being said.
Yeah.
So you're kind of in the dark with the dog, but you can see what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, you can see when he's getting a text. You can see who he's watching on the screen.
Yeah.
That man's saying something, but
Yeah.
you don't really know what it is. And he's getting sick, and you don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
And the ghost shows up, and you see it, but you can't warn him. Because, you can't explain to him, hey, I saw a ghost.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
Yeah.
There's a thing in the corner right now.
And I keep hearing the dog whining.
Yeah.
He's just, but it's an eerie movie, and there's a lot of outside shots, some dangers put up outside. There's some hunters out there. He's friendly, but he's got traps set up.
Yeah, it's like a neighbor or something.
Yeah, the neighbor. All kinds of cool shit happens in it, and the dog witnesses it. The dog gets a bad feeling as soon as he shows up at the house. He fucking...
Yeah, he doesn't want to go.
He feels like something.
He doesn't want to get out of the car.
He turns around and looks out the back window and sees a silhouette, black silhouette, watching him. He's going, no, that ain't good. The dog is a good actor.
What's crazy?
The dog's a good actor.
I looked up like how this movie was made, and it made me like it even more. Yeah. This movie was shot... the director's name is Ben Leonberg, and this is his first... movie.
Okay, did a good job.
And that is his dog.
Yeah, he's credited. He plays his name.
Yeah,
Andy.
it's so that's his dog. He said he didn't write the script with his own dog in mind, but it just kind of turned out that that's how it happened. And they shot the movie over 3 years. Him and his wife, who produced the movie, they lived in that house for 3 years with the dog. And filmed it like a couple shots a day, like however they could get, because they didn't want to use CGI for the dog. They wanted to just get his reactions natural. Yeah. And it took them that long to do it. So that's like commitment, because seriously, give that fucking dog an Oscar. Yeah. Well, and that dog had never acted before. They said
Hollywood could have never done that. They wouldn't have the patience, the timeline. The timeline. They would have to rush it. We got to get the dog to do this.
Yeah, make it do this.
That's why the dog seemed natural.
Or we could CGI like a different expression on it, and he did, and they didn't do any of that.
No, dog's got expressions on his face.
All of the dog's reactions are natural reactions. Yeah. Like, and he didn't get him like in any fucked up ways or anything like that. But like he was very careful. But they wanted all of his reactions to be natural. They didn't want to use any CGI for it. So yeah, I thought that was like super cool. So. It's funny because a movie like this, the director said he got the idea because he was rewatching Poltergeist. And there's a dog in Poltergeist in the house, and he's like, it's true, like, in a lot of movies and stuff like that, like the dog or the cat will like sense ghosts and shit like before the people do. And he thought that was a really interesting idea, and he's like, what if I could make a whole movie just like from the dog's perspective? I don't necessarily want to say it's from the dog's point of view. It's not as though you're the dog and you're going through the movie like you're the dog.
He's just the main character.
Yeah. He's just the main character, and you're seeing everything through his eyes, pretty much.
Kind of, yeah.
Like, in the sense that most of the shots, like when you see Todd, his owner, you mostly you kind of sometimes see his face, but not usually. Like, you usually kind of see him from the torso down. Yeah, like just his legs, because that's from the dog's eye level, and so you kind of see everything from the dog's eye level, and you'd see everything like the dog would see. But
you
like
don't
I said,
see any human faces until Todd dies.
Yeah, you barely see his face.
Yeah.
Because he's not the main character. The dog is the main character, obviously, and like the sister, you never see her. Well, no, you see her at the very end when she shows up at the house.
Just her silhouette.
But just her silhouette. You don't see her. So it's like the people... You see the hunter, but he's got like a ghillie suit on.
He's in ghillie, yeah.
And then you kind of see the side of his face like later on. But...
Dogs aren't concerned with your face, I don't think.
That's what I mean. So it's like... So I thought that was like a really kind of ingenious way of kind of grounding everything.
Yeah.
From Indy's perspective, you're kind of seeing things the way he would see them.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really cool idea. And like I said, something like that could easily become very gimmicky, but it's really not. I mean, this is really not, it's not funny at all. It's not comedic at all. There's no like funny bits in it. And it's actually, the dog is just such a great character and just such a great actor.
The story is about loyalty.
Yeah.
Basically. That's what the story's about.
And it's
you'll understand at the very end.
Yeah,
You're
and it's
like,
kind of
okay.
tragic.
Yeah.
Too, because like you can sense, I mean, because this dog knows all this shit that's going on. I mean, he knows, obviously he probably doesn't know that his owner is dying. But he knows
sick.
all this, he's sick and there's something wrong with him and there's all this weird shit going on in the house. But you can tell he wants to help Todd, but he can't. Like, he doesn't know, he can't tell him anything and it's just like, and so it's almost kind of like tragic in a way because he wants to be there for him and he can't.
Yeah, and Todd, I don't know if he kind of loses his mind or what, because some of the stuff he does isn't well explained. I guess because he's dying, he's irrational. Sends the dog outside, bangs his head against walls and stuff like that. So you don't know exactly what's going on, or if it's maybe he's slightly possessed. Sometimes you don't know. The dog doesn't know either.
Yeah, the dog's just like, what
the fuck is
happening? You know what I mean? What are you doing? Like, and he's just like really uncertain. You know what I mean? Because normally Todd is like, very loving and everything toward the dog, but then a couple of times when he gets real sick, or like I said, it's almost, I kind of like that they left it sort of ambiguous as to what the entity was or entities. There seems to be more than one.
Yeah, there was a ghost of a dog there. At least he was sensing the dog in the past.
Yeah. And actually there's a couple of like dream sequences. Like the dog is dreaming it.
Yeah, the dog dreams things. And you see his dreams.
And you kind of see his dreams and like and sometimes you don't know like if it's a dream but then he wakes up and it's like, so he's like walking around the creepy house and he sees the grandfather's dog whose name is Bandit.
Yeah, and they can't find him.
And they can't find him. They never did find that dog.
Yeah.
They knew the grandfather had died in the house, but they never found out where the dog went. And so he keeps seeing this dog, and you're led to assume that the dog is dead somewhere because, it's a ghost. Because Indy, the living dog, can hear a dog whining.
Yeah.
But Todd doesn't hear it.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, is that because dogs have like such a much better sense of hearing and sense of smell, like he can hear things and smell things that Todd can't. So he knows all this stuff that's going on in the house that Todd like has no idea about.
Yeah, well, he's also picking up psychic impressions of the past.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think I think it's visions, and his instincts telling him that something was wrong. Because some of it's kind of symbolic. I don't think it was the ghost. Remember the dog's red bandana?
Yeah.
Covered in the black filth and all that. He saw it underneath the thing. I think that was just more of a vision trying to warn him.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. Like, I don't think he saw that in real life. I think he was like...
seeing it in his mind.
Like a dream or some kind of vision, like you said.
It's like a vision.
Like he was making some kind of association, maybe. And like I said, I thought it was cool that they... The one scene that kind of confused me, if you've seen, because a couple of y'all have said if y'all have seen it, when Indy goes out in the woods and he's gonna go get help for Todd, like he gets out of the house and he's gonna go to the neighbor's house to get help, and he's running through the woods at night and he gets caught in one of the fox snares, and of course I flipped out. Like, the dog does not die. Okay, spoiler alert. The dog is fine. It's because I was kind of worried about that. Was the only thing that was like keeping me from watching. I'm like, man, is this? Yeah. I was like, is the dog gonna get hurt even? Because I don't want to see that.
Yeah, if you're not in a live stream, you're listening to us recorded. People on the live stream are happy that they want to see more movies like this, original movies.
Yeah.
And they like dogs, and that they're happy that the dog does not die.
Yeah.
Because you think that dog is going to.
I was worried about it because I said this is a horror movie. Yeah. And dogs and cats usually don't fare well in horror movies because I guess that's a thing where it's like, hey, we're gonna put this animal in here so we can kill it and crush your soul, you know what I mean? And like I said, I've said a million times, I watch horror movies all day long. I don't kill all the people you want. I don't really give a shit in horror movies. Leave the dogs and kitties alone, please. That's why I kind of like the kind of more recent movie that was it Australian or New Zealand, Rule of Jenny Penn, and it had a cat in it, and the whole time I was just like, oh man, what's gonna happen to that cat? But nothing did. I was just like, thank you, movie, for not doing anything to the cat, because a few times it looked like they were gonna do something to the cat. They were just fucking with me, I guess. But yeah, so the dog is not. He's in danger a few times, but he doesn't die at the end. Like, he's okay.
Yeah. Quality of production's pretty good. I'd put it on par with, say, like a Blumhouse or an A24 movie. It's like that. I couldn't believe it's made for such a small amount.
This is a nice looking movie. Yeah, like, the cinematography is really nice.
Yeah, but it's on par with its competition from Blumhouse and A24 Studios. Yeah, and I think the writing is actually better. You know.
Yeah, it's a lot of it. Like I said, a lot of it, because there's not much dialogue. There is dialogue in it. It's not like a silent movie, but there's not much dialogue, and a lot of stuff is kind of left to implication.
It's atmospheric and
it's
more like action. Things happen,
and I think that made it kind of better because you were, in some ways, even though you could understand what Todd and his sister were saying, for example, like, you were kind of in the same position as the dog was. Like, you weren't entirely what was going on, like, in the wider world. And I think that was kind of cool that they sort of left it like that. Although, like I said, I know because more recent horror movies, there's a big thing for the monster in there being like a monster, but also like a representation of something. Yeah. So I think probably
see some stuff down
it could be that there was actual spirits in that house and had been for many generations, and it was killing all the family members.
I kind of think it was something like that.
Yeah, you could read it either way. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, down in the basement there's some stuff, and we're not going to talk about it because that's not, you don't see that till the very end of the movie. But there's kind of, it doesn't really explain what it is, but they show kind of like point of origin. But it's some kind of a manifestation of some kind of evil that comes out of a certain place, and it's been preying on people, and it takes your soul.
It does seem to, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I that was the impression I got.
Yeah, my impression is that it takes your soul.
Yeah, but like I said, you could read it.
And there's nothing that can be done about it. It's like a curse.
Yeah, so you could read it like literally like that, or you could read it kind of metaphorically, that like the ghosts or the demons or whatever they were kind of manifestations of this this disease that was a genetic disease or something like that, which they never tell you what it is. But
it might be better just not to really elaborate on it. You know what I mean? Like, better not to know, leave it open to interpretation. It's just a black figure, an evil black figure that is after you. It's a death, like a spirit of death type of deal.
Yeah, that was kind of how I read it.
Yeah, it's been wiping out this family in that house, for a couple generations.
Yeah, because he said there was a cemetery like on the land. Because I think the grandfather said 6 generations had lived in that house or whatever, and there was a cemetery out there, and I think Todd says something about a lot of his relatives buried out there, and a lot of them died young. So, so you're led to assume that there's either something wrong with the house, or that's causing it, or there's something wrong with the family, and it's kind of and this is kind of a metaphorical way of putting that across. Like, you could read that, you could read it either way. So, and like I said, the way this was shot was really nice. I really like when they do. I don't really like big fucking blah, like jump scare in your face kind of shit. Like, that's really stupid. Like, it can be done well, effectively, if it's not overdone. But like, sometimes, especially like in maybe like the up from the 2000s like on, like it's you don't see it as much now, but it's like, it just seemed like, hey, every 10 minutes there was like some big music sting and like some big scary face like in the camera or whatever. And it's like, and I don't really like that. That's not scary, that's just startling. You know what I mean? So I like shit that's more atmospheric, that's more creepy, and I especially love, and they do this a lot in this movie, where the dog's kind of walking around in the darkened house and there's kind of creaking and shit like that, and then they're like, is that a figure in the corner? Like, you can't quite tell, and then like it kind of starts getting, you're just like, oh, it's really creepy. It's like it's really done well.
Yeah.
And I think that is way scarier than like shit jumping up in your face.
It's a good movie. I think it's an important movie. You know, I haven't seen one like this before. You know, experiencing a haunting through the, you know, from the point of view of the dog. That's pretty cool. It's a cool idea.
Yeah, it is. It's a great idea. I'm honestly shocked it hasn't really been done to this extent.
Because it stands out. It stands out from the crowd. Because a lot of that shit from A24 and Blumhouse is kind of like samey. Only some of it really stands out. This one stands out. If this had come from Blumhouse, this would have been one of their best ones.
This was, I think this was IFC was distributed independent film. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this, I think, was actually their first or second highest grossing film, like, so far. And, like I said, that's great for
what he spent, man.
For what he spent, $70,000. I mean, it took him 3 years.
Yeah.
But that's fucking commitment. He really wanted to make this movie. He really wanted to make it with his dog. And he really wanted to get natural reactions from the dog, and it took that long to do it.
He's probably paying for it as he's going,
and put it all together. Yeah. So it's just like, so that kind of commitment, like, I really admire that.
Just goes to show you, if you really want to make a movie, you have the talent, the equipment and everything is not all that expensive, you know.
Yeah, not anymore.
You know, that's the price of a good car, you know. And if the movie's any good, you know, you could turn a good profit, which that's the motivating factor. It's why you make a movie. Not only you want to tell a story, you want to make money on it. Because if you don't make money on it, you won't be able to tell another one.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
But shit, if you made that much and you made enough to fucking buy a house. Yeah.
But yeah, seriously, I'm shocked that the dog in this had never been in another movie and did not have any acting experience. I know it's a funny thing to say about a dog, but like a lot of dogs that are in movies and stuff, they're in lots of movies, you know, because they're trained to be in movies. And this dog had never done one.
Well, it's not like back in the day where you're on a set, you have a huge crew.
Yeah.
See, you can.
Yeah, like I said, it was just him and his wife in the house.
Yeah, one person can shoot his
shooting it.
So the dog's acting very naturally.
And they said, and sometimes, like if the guy playing Todd, who's not the director, he's like another actor, but it's like if his face or whatever didn't need to be in the shot, then the director would play that role so he could get the dog to do specific things that the dog wouldn't do, like with another actor. So, I mean, everything was just really well thought out. It's not a long movie. It's only about an hour and 15 minutes.
It doesn't need to be any longer, though.
But I don't think it needs to be any longer. No. It's pretty... I think it's, like, really well paced. Yeah, if you'd gone on a bit longer, maybe it would have dragged on or something like that.
No, I'd have it shorter.
Yeah, I didn't really find it that it dragged or that it was boring or anything like that.
Hour's good enough.
Yeah, like it's 73 minutes is I think how long it is. It's an hour and 13 minutes.
And I had, it felt fast paced. It felt like it didn't feel like a short movie. It just felt right.
It just felt like a regular.
It felt normal. Yeah.
Yeah, it just felt like a regular movie. But it's just you get. I don't know. It's just really awesome, like the performance they got out of that dog, because you feel so much empathy for the dog because you can understand the situation that he's in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously, I love animals anyway, so it's just kind of like. When something bad's going on, I'm just like, oh no, poor puppy. Get out of there. You know what I mean? It's like, it's that kind of shit. So it's like, in a lot of ways, I think people are maybe more inclined to be empathetic toward the dog than.
Now, can the director make another one without having to go to the dog thing again?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, now that he's done
you
this.
You got to come up with another idea.
Although that's the time. It's like usually somebody that has this strong of an idea, you don't really want to repeat yourself again. Like they would usually do something.
Don't repeat it. You're gonna have to make something all new.
Yeah. Because it's just because you don't want to have what happened to like M. Night Shyamalan, where you're like the twist guy.
Yeah, the twist guy.
You know what I mean? Now I have to do it every fucking time. You know what I mean? You don't want to get into that. You don't want to get typecast like that. Because this was a great idea. It was a one-off. If you tried to do it again, I don't think it would work. But like I said, I think it was really good that he just went. It's completely serious. Like I said, it's not funny. It's not a gimmick.
Yeah.
It's not like played for laughs or anything like that. The dog is a legit character, and you're legitimately seeing things the way the dog would see them, and it's really, really well done. So, fucking props, man.
What else could you see this director doing? What would you do next if you were him?
Oh gosh, that's a good question.
I think I know.
What would you do?
I'd go in maybe like in a direction of something kind of like, what was it called, Midnight with the Devil, or what was that?
Late Night with the
Devil. Something kind of like that, where
like a mockumentary,
kind of like a mockumentary. It's like something really happening,
like
you know,
found footage
something kind of
thing.
like that. Yeah. Although there's lots of those.
That's what I mean. Found footage is.
Yeah.
I mean, Late Night with the Devil was my favorite movie of last year.
Taking place on a game show.
But it's hard. There's so many fucking found footage movies because they're technically pretty easy to do.
But that one was on a game show. That's
but
what
that one was
or on a talk show.
That one was like a slightly different angle.
Yeah.
There had been a couple other movies like that.
Yeah.
Like WNUF Halloween Special. Even though Late Night with the Devil was way better than that. And Ghost Watch from 1992.
Yeah.
Was kind of like that too, where it was like presented as a real TV show, but it was actually fake. You know, and that was actually pretty ahead of its time. It was British.
Yeah.
I reviewed that over.
Or some kind of weird thriller, like something out of Substance, something like that.
Yeah, I think
Like
that'd be kind of cool if he did like a weird like noir thriller or
some weird angle.
I don't know. Something like I said, something original.
Yeah.
He'd have to do like something original because this was like actually a
They
pretty
didn't get the
original
typecast
idea.
as the original guy.
That never happens though. If you make like a bunch of different movies that are all original ideas and are all different from each other, then you don't get.
I think they're all trying to do that.
You don't get typecast. Yeah, well, everybody tries to do it,
Yeah.
but sometimes.
Will the market support it?
Yeah. One, will the market support it? Two, sometimes I think people think they're making different movies, but they're not because
other people made that. Yeah.
You know, that too. But that's the thing. Everything at this point has been done pretty much. I mean, I'm sure there's other little weird things that haven't been done. Sometimes they haven't been done for a reason because they shouldn't be or it's a stupid idea. But all the good ideas have been done. Pretty much all you can hope for is to have like kind of a fresh take on it, or you know, kind of combine stuff that maybe hasn't been combined before. Because honestly, I can say that don't think I've ever seen a horror movie from the perspective of a dog, but that doesn't mean that there hasn't been one. Because I'm sure some bigger horror nerd than me,
some motherfucker in France
could come out of the woodwork and say, actually, there was a movie back in 1974 that was like this super obscure thing that like only 8 people saw. You know what I mean? So that's entirely possible. But I don't know. I just thought this was just like it was just a really fresh take on like a haunted house type of story.
There was another one that had a small budget that I don't remember the name of it, but it stuck with me for a long time. Remember the one where those people were messing with some kind of weird... It was a low-budget movie. They were using some kind of weird drug that was... Remember that? To get them to kill each other? Going crazy. We saw it a long time ago at the old house.
Weird drug that was making...
Yeah, and there was no special effects in it, just acting. And they would turn on each other and try to kill each other. It was like some kind of weird meth.
Weird meth.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was like some kind of meth.
The only thing
It's out in the woods. And as a matter of fact, the director and everything commented on our video and said...
Oh, shit.
And
what was that?
That must have been...
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Wasn't
I
it meth?
can't remember the name of it either.
Wasn't it some kind of weird mutant meth or something?
Something like... Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just forgot the name of it.
I can't think of the name of it, though. Yeah, that was like a pretty indie...
Yeah, and I enjoyed that movie.
The first thing I thought of when you said that was...
I wouldn't mind seeing it again, but I can't remember the name of it.
We could look back through our catalog and see. I know what you're talking about now that you said that.
Yeah,
but...
it was like, I was watching and I go, this is a unique idea. And I was like, too bad I didn't see this when I was a teenager, man. I would have loved it even more.
Yeah.
It was like, but, and it was just people without any money making up a premise for a action type horror movie. And it didn't require any special effects. And it just fucking worked.
Yeah, I mean...
And it didn't really feel like a low budget movie, even though it had a sense of humor too.
Yeah, now I'm remembering it more and more now.
Yeah. Forgot what it was called.
When you first said a drug that was making them go crazy and kill each other, the first thing I thought it was John Dies at the end, which had that weird drug called soy sauce or whatever it was called. That movie was crazy. I don't even think you saw that one.
No, I don't think it was that one.
That was a crazy movie.
It was a bunch of people out in the country, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've seen it. And it was some kind of bad batch of meth or something. But it would go from one person to the next somehow.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was like a spirit jumping from one person to the next, or some kind of contamination or a disease.
I know what you're talking about.
It came from some drug. I don't really remember.
One of my favorite films that is like essentially one location. Like it was shot in one fucking house and was low budget, and it was the director and a bunch of actors, was Coherence. And it came out probably 10 years ago now, maybe. That is a great... It's kind of psychological horror, but it also has a sci-fi tinge to it. Because it's kind of... Basically what the setup is that there's like a dinner party, and at some point during the dinner party, everybody realizes that, well, the power goes out, and then there's one house that has power, but what has happened is that, I think they mentioned that it's like some comet or something like that, and all of these different realities have gone shoop like that, and there's like the same house is like it's the same house, but slightly different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to go to the other houses and see what the fuck is going on, because it's like, hey, their power is on, so let's go over there, and they go there, and it's like all the same people, except slightly different. You know what I mean? So it's like a different... Yeah, it's like, it's really good. It's really good. I really liked it a lot. It's a mindfuck.
Kind of almost sounds like Vivarium.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah.
But this is kind of more like parallel universes. Like all these parallel universes sprung up suddenly. And like they didn't know what was going on, and then they were trying to like, you know, who is the original one from this house, and now this is another one, like an interloper, and all this other kind of crazy shit happens. It's great. I don't remember if I did a review of it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it was really, really good. Yeah, Tacky Pump says, yeah, Coherence is wonderfully done. Yeah, that's a great flick. That's one that I always kind of try to recommend to people if they like kind of mindfuck parallel universe kind of movies, and one that's done like on a shoestring budget. It's in one house, and it's like really effective. Let's see. Somebody said, oh, Tom Baker brings up that movie Fallen. That spirit going from, the one with Denzel Washington. I think I saw that in the theater in the 90s when it came out. And I remember really liking it, but I don't think I've seen it since then. That's another one we should probably review. I'm going to write that down and put it on my list, because I think I saw it when I was scrolling through one of the services recently, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that being really good. It's like, we should probably do that. Yeah, it's like a demon that like hops from person to person. There's that too. Also, we started watching It, Welcome to Derry last night. So
it's pretty good.
I like it. I like it quite a bit. So
yeah, fucking Halloran's in it when he was young.
I love that. I love that. I didn't know that going in, that they had, that he was going to be a big, like a major character.
Yeah, he's a major character.
That's super cool.
He's young when he was in the military, in the Air Force.
Yeah. So many little like Stephen King Easter eggs.
Yeah, and he's in a special unit that's doing looking for the fucking Pennywise.
Yeah, essentially.
They know something's wrong in that area, and he's remote viewing for them.
Yeah.
And doing psychic stuff. Halloran is. He's using the Shining for the military.
Yeah.
Pretty good backstory. He was using it to fucking psychically interrogate a guy. He could go into their minds and read their memories, but it fucks him up. But he was doing it.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I like that idea. Tact Pop also says Fallen is now on Tubi. Oh, good. I knew I saw it when I was scrolling through one of the services the other day, because I was reminded of it. I remember seeing it in the theater. Like I said, it was really good. But yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm sure you can probably rent Good Boy on Amazon Prime. You usually can, and it's probably down to like $3.99 or $6.
It's worth seeing. I'd see it. Yeah.
So I would pay for it. I totally would. We have Shudder, so we didn't have to pay for it. I just watched it for free.
I'd buy a Blu-ray.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing this again.
Yeah.
I really, really like this movie, and I was gonna say that this will probably end up, if I end up doing my favorite horror of 2025, because I did one last year. I don't usually do them because I don't usually see enough movies to make like a substantive list. Enough new movies, rather. But last year I did, and I had no problem coming up with 20. And this year, I think I pretty much got a solid 10 so far. So, We'll see. And I definitely think this will be on there. I really liked this.
Yeah, it's a good flick.
I thought it was really well done.
Stood out.
Really creepy.
Yeah.
And just like had a good like emotional core to it. Like I said, it was like thematically was like really resonant, I thought.
Yeah, it was effective. It did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
It achieved what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
It's good.
Tammy says, anyone seen the series Monster, Ed Gein? Everybody's told me that that's terrible. I'll probably watch it anyway, eventually. But I've heard like 90% of the people that have said about it have said it was terrible. It's on Netflix, right? I think. Tammy also said, I've been watching Welcome to Derry. I like it. Yeah, I really like it too. Tagpop says, have you seen Triangle? I think an old Australian movie. If that's the one with where they find the ship and nobody's on it, and it's kind of a time loop. Yeah, that's also great. If you like time loop mindfuck movies, that's another good one. Triangle. I think it's Australian. Yeah, and that came out. Matter of fact, I think, and I don't know if I did a video of this, but I think on my blog a long time ago, I wrote a double feature review of Triangle and Coherence. Like 2 mindfuck movies. I might have done a video like that, but it might be on my other channel, which is The Scare Salon, if you didn't know. I don't post that much over there, but the reviews tend to be longer, like more in-depth kind of stuff. I'll do like book versus movie comparisons and stuff like that. Whenever I have time, like maybe like once a month I put something up over there. But I think I did a Triangle Coherence review, but I don't remember. So maybe I did. All right. So we are going to wrap it up for this evening.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for hanging out with us tonight. On Wednesday night, our show is going to be just in time for Thanksgiving. We're going to be talking about, I think this was Tammy's recommendation. We're going to be talking about Native American residential schools, which kind of a shit show. Not quite as fucked up as the Trail of Tears, which we already did a show about, but along those same lines. So yeah, that's what we're going to do a show about on Wednesday night. So a little bit of a bummer, but oh well. So hopefully you guys can join us on that night before Thanksgiving, and hang out with us for a few hours and talk about that. So yeah, have a good rest of your evening, you guys. Have a good day tomorrow, and we'll see you guys again on Wednesday night. Good night.